Hey, Aaron Moore here, owner of Moore's Refinishing. You see me on Instagram and Facebook, things like that, but welcome to my new YouTube channel where you're gonna get a daily vlog inside my shop. I'm gonna give you techniques, tips, tricks, and you can just see the process behind the scenes. So follow along, I hope you enjoy it. Let's get to work. Okay, what I wanna get done today, I have 3 big projects I wanna get down the line. First is this really awesome Swedish, I believe Swedish or Danish dresser, Credenza. We got out of here in a hurry last night, didn't get it cleaned up, but we're gonna get it wax washed, get it ready to get the first coats of sealer. Second project I wanna get done today are these Eichler pantry units. They're going into one of the historic homes in Orange. I gotta get them glued up first. They're really shaky, as you see. That's the next thing I'm gonna do. Third are these George Nelson dresser drawers. We gotta get this paint removed, sanded down, repaired, get them ready for the first coats of primer. So let's see what we could get done today. Okay, first thing in the morning, I want to get this guy, finished up from last night. Get all the stuff, all the dust taken out of it, wipe it down, and get it in the spray booth. And then I like to use this wax and grease remover. It'll help when we're reapplying. As you notice, we didn't strip this whole cabinet down to the raw wood. We're keeping it, it just needed some repairs, some touch-ups, and a fresh coat of sealer and a fresh coat of top coat. I'm going to show you how to do that maybe today and tomorrow. So you can get this wax wash over at my store, the Wood Repair Products store in Orange. You want this for all of that. Don't use simple green. I've seen people talk about like 409, scrubbing it. This wax and grease remover work real well. If it's really grimy, you could use a 4-aught steel wool and scrub a little bit of any dirt. This guy didn't have any. This one really was pretty clean. And like I said, we're just doing a touch-up on it. We're not doing a full restoration. But I think it's ready. Let's get it down in the booth. Before I get in the booth, I remembered I have this little table I needed to fix up today. I think this one made in Vietnam. Some of the screws, the threaded inserts they put in, get pulled out from time to time as customers decide to tighten up the screws. What I did, let me show you. Come on over here. We had the screw here, and then we had the plug that goes inside. It's called the threaded insert. The dowel ends up getting messed up inside the opening. We ended up replugging it, drilling it back out, and then rethreading it back in. Put a little bit of filler around the opening from where it blew out. We're gonna let this dry for a few minutes and put it back on that table. Now we'll get back in the spray booth. All right, before I get going with that cabinet, I gotta take these pieces out that we sprayed last night, get them hung up, open up the section in here so we can get the next coats on. Okay, next, gotta make some room to bring that cabinet in here. We're gonna get it in. I'm gonna blow it off one more time, wipe it down with the tack cloth, and we'll start getting some sealer on it. First, I like to clean the tip off the edge of the gun. Make sure you have a good strainer. Get the sealer ready and capped off. Most important thing, put on the mask. And let's go. Let the cabinet dry for a little while. I'm going to get back on these Eichler pantry units. They go in the original homes over, at one of the Eichler homes in Orange. This customer is a purist and wants to put it back to the original state. But when it came in, if you look, they came in rocking. This was worse than this one. But what I'm doing right now is it has a removable shelf. I'm going through, I'm attaching those, gluing those, and clamping them for now. Then tomorrow I'll go back and tighten up the ones that are already, glued and nailed in, and we'll see structurally how it is. So first, I'm gonna get in here and kind of clean off all the old dust and old, dirt from inside. Do it on both sides. And I want to do it on the edges of the shelf as well. I want to make sure that glue sticks properly. Then take my little air hose. Good to go. There is a front and back, so I need to remember to do that. Go in here with my, just the super, it's clear, it's very clear glue. Let that set up. Get the opposite side. They didn't do this from the beginning when it was built, but that's why it didn't hold up very well. It didn't hold up to the stresses of moving them, transporting them, things like that. So I got the clamp. What I'm going to do, get it lined up, because we want to put a little bit of pressure on the side. Since I added glue there now, we want it to hold really well. Not trying to squeeze it too tight, because the screws will do that we're going to add. You can see there's a little bit of ooze that came out. I'm going to grab one more from the other side and then add the screws from the rest of it. So here we go. All right, so let's get this other one to kind of put a little pressure on. We'll get our rag, kind of clean up some of any of the excess glue. I don't want to be cleaning this up later. Another important one is I'm going to put a little drip of glue here on this front face frame section. And I'm going to run one of these headless screws to the front to make sure that this will never warp down again, causing issues. All right, I'll show you what I'm doing on the next one, since I'm on the back side of it right now. So what I'm going to do now, kind of line up where the shelf is. I'm going to pre-drill a hole with the countersink head. Just enough so that way the screw will go in. I'll just show you since we're right here. That's going to keep everything nice and tight. Once the glue dries, we'll be good to go. So I got 3 more to do, and we'll move on to the next one. Get this out of my way a little bit. Let's see. Sometimes it gets in your way, so I need to move the clamp just a fuzz. There we go. And still, there we go. I'll just go upside down. Problem solving, right? And you may be wondering why I'm adding holes to it. What we're going to do is we're going to use that epoxy filler, fill the holes once we're done. Let me get this screw in here. And then we'll add a little bit of that texture that this Eichler piece was, notorious to have. So I said, we're going to hide these. You're never going to see them once we're done. Beautiful. Clean up the glue one more time on the inside, make sure nothing else is oozing out, and we'll get on to the next one. All right, I'm going to let this side dry up overnight. We're going to get this glued up, prepped before we leave today, and I'll show you guys in the morning with this guy. So I messed up. I can't glue this guy up today. I realized that the other clamps that I have are all 4-footers, and this is exactly 4 feet, so it was not going to hold. These 6 that are on here are the like the longest ones that we have. We'll come back to this tomorrow, but I only have about 30-40 minutes left today. I'm going to get this, I think it's a dining room table, get this fixed up. I had to do some repairs here on the edge. I'll do a little touch up on them, get back in the booth tomorrow morning, and get this one ready to go for Friday. So this dining table had a little bit of a design flaw, probably from the factory. The little knife hinges that go up and down to here to connect this flip top table leaf was rubbing down, and there was like a 1/8 of an inch gap here that you would see when the leaves were completely open. So I ended up cutting out about a 2-inch section, reinstalled a new piece of solid teak. But what I'm going to do right now is kind of blend it in, because it's still kind of noticeable where I added that that new piece. I'm going to tape it up because there's a harsh line here, and I want to keep that harsh line and not blend it in with the cross grain. Definitely don't want to do that. So now we'll pull out my infamous touch-up kit. Get a little blending action going right here on this edge. Make it invisible, and we'll see how we can do. All right, first I'm going to spray a little bit of this toner on, just to get an idea where I am color-wise. It just reactivates the wood color, and it's actually not that bad. I may not even need to do much, because by the time we spray a little toner on this to match the legs and the base, because we're only refinishing the top, this will darken up about a 1/2 shade, and it'll go away. It'll be invisible to the next owner. This piece is going to be for sale, so we want to make sure it's as perfect as possible, so that way the customer gets what they're paying for, a high-end table. Go through the let's see. Next time, put on your mask. That's what I'm going to do, because it smells. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I really even have to pull out the paintbrushes on this one. We look good. Beautiful. Okay, while I've been filming with all the other stuff, my right-hand guy, Ivan, has been working on these George Nelson, I think, steel case units, getting a lot of the paint off, getting the repairs. As you can see, this one's been pretty destroyed inside. I don't know what they put on it. It's really nasty. We're going to scrub it out, clean it, and get them ready. But if you take a look at these guys, I mean, these are all 90% ready. They're sanded down, back to the raw wood, filled in some of these corners. Now we just have to go back, hand sand them, round some of these edges, knock down the inside as well. Like you can see, there's a little bit of dirt on this guy. But we're going to knock these out today and probably get these in the spray booth tomorrow. A few coats of sealer, and start giving the customer an update, text message, and show them where we're at. Give them a little status update. All right, so we just got this put back together. It had a little safety lock on the bottom, so that way this drawer doesn't fall out. We just finished it up, and a quick little repair. Took us about an hour to do, and gonna give the customer a call, let her know it's ready for pickup tomorrow. See if I can get this thing touched up before I have to leave in just a few minutes. Kind of get it to blend in. So we want to hide it. We don't want to see my repairs here. I'll let that set up overnight. Once that dries, I think we're going to be good. Yeah, so it looks like I didn't get as much done as I wanted to today. That's okay. I had a few customers come in, call me. We had a desk get picked up going back to San Diego. Had a new little T-cart that I'll show you tomorrow that we're going to do some repairs on the feet that fell off, things like that. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you here. We're going to try to do a video like this at least once a day, maybe every other day, post it up here on YouTube. That way you can get inside the shop, see what we do behind the scenes, kind of learn the tricks of the trade. So we'll get this finished up, cleaned up, and we'll get out of here tonight. See you tomorrow.